Hello there, let's try that again. Hello there, morons. That's take 2 now. Hi guys, it's Victor, Gimme a Flake Man, here with a laundry video. Ta-da! It's 4:23 in the morning. Just popped up in a strong zero. This is the haters like to call me an alcoholic, which is kind of irrelevant. Like, what if I am? Like, what does it matter? Does it detract from the words coming out of my mouth? Okay, so let's get to it. This is take 2. I'm at my parents' house in Tampa, Florida. This is a laundry video, which means you don't actually have to watch. There's not much. There are some visuals, which I will get out of the way right now. I'm at my parents' beautiful house. They've got a really nice place. Okay, this place is just gorgeous. I gotta show you the bar though first, and then I'm gonna talk, and you can just stop watching. But let me show you some of the cool stuff they have here. I've shown you this before, but where is it? Here we go. Look at this. Look at this bar. That's a bottle of knob that I finished off by myself, pretty much. Look at this. It's mostly for show. I don't think they entertain that often. A lot of Japanese stuff here. We give them gifts all the time from Japan, and we're all packed up pretty much. Look at a gorgeous place, a grand piano back there. Yeah, really nice place. You know, they're retired. My dad put in his dues. No, it's funny. Part of life is that people tend to be embarrassed by wealth or success. Some people, and there's no reason to. I don't think you should brag about it either, but this is the view from their balcony. This is Tampa downtown, and it is a gorgeous night. And I've done a lot of time-lapse videos out here. Some kind of fog out there. I don't know if you can see that. One thing you'll see in America, a lot of people have American flags everywhere. There's some are huge. Like, I swear to God, there must have been. We passed by some. I think it was a car dealership or something. An American flag. It must have been like 3 stories tall. Is that possible? Was that possible? I don't know what the biggest flag in the world is, but it's huge. Anyway, this is their place, and they're retired, and they live mostly in Peru these days, but they've got this place here, and they've got a place on the beach. My parents are wealthy, I suppose, but I'm a loser. Yeah, my brothers and sisters are successes. My brother has a school with many branches, many teachers working for him in Japan. Success. My sister also living in Switzerland, also complete success. All wealthy, all doing very well. My other sister also doing well for herself. She actually recently retired from a job doing very well in New York City, moved back to be close to my parents. And I'm the loser of the family. By the way, no mic on the camera today. So, because everything's packed up, I'm just getting ready to wrap up. But, you know, I just wanted to make this video mostly, like I said, it's a laundry video, so you don't really actually have to watch. You don't have to look at my face. There's nothing really to see. You know what my face looks like. I did get a haircut. I'm looking pretty chill, I think. Looking chill. But it's mostly like a podcast, so you can just listen as you come with me into the wanderings of my mind. I just remember today. I wanted to make this video here in my parents' house because I feel like this may be the last time for a while. You know, I want to remember the summer. So let's get to it. I have a kid. I have 2 kids. Little Godzilla and Buttercup. Those are their internet names, of course, not their real names, because their real names are really none of your business. Despite that, people ask me, "What's the real names?" You know, I don't know how people just can't see the fact that I don't want to tell their names. You know, why do you ask? I mean, do I have to spell it out for you? You know. But they're doing great. Little Godzilla is talking so much right now. And I thought he would pick up a lot more English here, but he didn't, of course, because, you know, my brother's kids are also speak Japanese with him, and his wife speaks Japanese, my wife speaks Japanese, so still a lot of Japanese in the household. But he picked up quite a bit, and he picked up some Spanish too. He picked up the word calato, which means naked, and he knows what it means, so I'll give him a, we shower together, okay? We shower together. It's the easiest way to get just to shower us both at the same time. And he screams and fights until I get him into the shower. And then when he finally, realizes he's going to take a shower, he's like, okay, I'll just play. And he'll just I'm showering, and he'll just lay on the floor and sing to himself and play with the water and say things like, it's hot or it's cold, Atse, atse. Sibitaiga. Yeah, I like it cold. He likes the cold water for some reason, which is really weird. But then afterwards, he'll jump out and run around. He likes to run around. He'll run to my dad. He'll run over to my dad and say, Kalato, 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 which means I'm naked, and laugh. And his grandfather, my father, thinks it's just so funny, so cute. Kid's getting violent. I've had to really yell at him a couple times because he's hit the baby. Sometimes not really on purpose, but mostly just playing, jumping on the bed and fall on his head, strike the baby's head. And it's really dangerous, you gotta, excuse me as I check my hair. It's really, it's dangerous, and I get frustrated. So a month vacation with kids is really a lot of work. If you really want a vacation, you really got to go alone. I think there are couples that do that, but I think that's impossible for us, I've got to be here. I've got to be holding one baby or the other baby. Oh, and carrying the babies, especially like the Buttercup is only, I think 8 kilograms or so, which is 16, 17 pounds. And I just carry her in my arm like this and then switch her over and carry her. And I think it's really it's making my arms, I'm sore all the time. It's just from carrying babies. But I can't get any real exercise done. Oh, yeah, I can't get any real exercise done when you have 2 kids. We got a gym in the building, and I've used it a couple times, but it's too hard. I think the best thing is I'm going to have to go back to Japan and just wake up early and walk with the kid, throw him in the stroller or something, It's amazing how some families can do that stuff. Like my sister and her husband from Switzerland, they get up and, their kids are much older, but they'll get up and they'll go roller skating and paddle boarding and running and stuff. They're both in great shape. My dad's had hip problems recently, getting older, and I wonder what that must be like for him, because my father, man, you should have seen him in his youth. He'd put his arms out like this, and me and my brother would climb onto his arms, and he could just hold us up, and we would dangle like, oh, come on, Dad. Trying to pull his arms down. He would just hold us up. I remember he would do weights in the morning, barbells. He had a barbell in his room. I don't know where that is anymore. Just a huge, strong man. So it must be frustrating to feel hip pain. And I don't know what happened exactly, but anyway, his hips kind of bad. So he's had a bit of pain during this particular vacation. But otherwise he's doing pretty good. Yeah. So we didn't really do much. We wandered into a lot of stores, Target, Walmart. Went out of our way to find a Kmart. A lot of Kmarts have closed now. Found one Kmart that said, final sales. They're closing in October, so everything that they're selling is, no returns, no refunds. And things are, pretty cheap here. Clothes is really, really cheap. Cheaper here than in Japan, but Japan is not that expensive. A lot of people complain about Japan being so expensive, but it used to be much, much more. Now, with Uniqlo and HMB, things are pretty cheap. There's a lot of cheap clothes there too, as well. Not that they're different, but for me, I feel like just wandering into stores and looking at what they sell was an education, and the people, of course. I really enjoy the ethnicities, the strange body shapes, and the huge people. Not just fat, which of course is a given. Come on, America's fat. What are the top 3? Who are the fattest people in somebody Google it and put it in the comments. I'm guessing it's Germans, Russians, and Americans, Canadians, Australians. Those top 5 maybe. Off the top of my head. In Japan, of course. No, not at all. So just wandering around. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of this vacation, I had these pauses of moments in time frozen but not frozen. How do I explain this? Okay. Suddenly, I had a moment. I look up, and the wind is blowing some palm trees. And it's beautiful. And I feel like, you know, I can't believe I'm experiencing this. But at the same time, I'm completely aware that everyone has experienced this. And millions of people have experienced this in the world. But I wonder how many people really pause and just, you know, appreciate that moment. Yeah, so I like that. It's bizarre, you know. I'm not saying this is not a negativity or life is great. I mean, don't misunderstand what I'm about to say. Life is good, but I feel like I'm really enjoying my mortality. Does that make sense? Like, because if you were immortal, would it fucking matter? Excuse me. Would it matter? You know. Oh, by the way, so YouTube has this weird glitch now. They flagged like 25 of my videos or more, and they even flagged, which you might think, oh, maybe someone flagged it, but no, it's some kind of automated system. They flagged some videos that are nothing. They're nothing at all. And you double click, you know, make a couple clicks, and they're monetized again. But it's a pain in the ass. Ironically, not ironically, but I know it's a glitch because I uploaded a video yesterday, 2 days ago. That's just a USB mic, Blue Yeti USB mic. What do you call it? A box opening and testing, and it was privatized. No one had seen it yet. And I thought, well, I had to go through the description and put some information in the description about what product, you know, links to Amazon and stuff like that, so people could find it and knew exactly what products I was talking about. Because I talked about the lens and the camera I was using, and the lens on the camera and the mic on the camera, and of course the USB I was using. Anyway, but it got hit with a this video is YouTube has determined that this video is not friendly for advertising, which just makes no sense at all. So, whatever. You can go back and look at that video. It's behind this one. So, yeah. So, anyway, I'm enjoying my mortality. That was the point. Yeah. Let's see what else is going on. I had one thing about relationships, by the way. Is I think you probably know this from TV. You probably learn things about relationships from TV, but it's completely true that you have to travel with someone before you marry them. And Yoko and I, my wife, we traveled a lot before we got married, so I knew we would get along fine. And this vacation, we only had one, maybe two fights. Yeah, I only made her cry once because I was stressed out because of the kid. The kids don't. God damn it, babe. Oh! And I gotta watch my mouth around the kid because little Godzilla, you know, I'll hit my head and or something happens and I'll say, God damn it. And he realizes that it's bad. Or he realizes, no, you know, he doesn't know good or bad. He just knows that it gets a reaction. So the other day he did it at dinner. And he realized, and of course one of my family, my sister, my brother, someone commented, oh, that's funny. So he did it again. And other people started laughing. He did it again. So he went on like a 5-minute, God damn it, 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 God damn it. And that was hilarious. And I didn't record it. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I want to tell you guys. Today I went swimming with my father and my son. And we were in the swimming pool and downstairs. And I was just thinking, you know, I didn't have any cameras with me, and I was just thinking, I hope I'm not ruining I hope this is not cheating by saying this. I feel like I'm cheating a little bit, but I thought this is such a more precious time than when I have a camera out, because that's the thing about when you have a camera, is when you're looking through the lens, you know, if I'm looking through this side, I'm usually like this, right? I'm usually in this position where I'm looking. My eyes are here, and I'm looking at the screen of the camera, right? Which you can't see here. Maybe you can see the mirror. Okay. Yeah, there we go. See? So this little thing here, I'm usually looking at that, only it's switched over like that. Well, you can't see that. But anyway, So I can't. Because I'm looking at this. I'm not looking at this. You see what I'm saying? I'm not looking at what the lens is looking at most of the time. So I'm not really in the moment. But today, when I was swimming, I was in the moment completely, and I thought, wow, this is really great. I'm with my dad. We're talking. My son is playing. He's having a lot of fun. We put, by the way, he's only 2.5, but we put these little what do you call them? I don't know what they're called, but there's these inflatable things. Not inflatable, they're floats. They're like styrofoam floats. They put them around. They go around each arm, and one around the chest. And he cannot die that way. Does that make sense? Yeah, he cannot die that way. It keeps him up, and well, no, he doesn't know. He doesn't know how they work exactly. So he got into the pool the first time, and he didn't realize he could kick and move around yet. He just kind of floated there. But the first day, he was a little bit scared, I guess, or not exactly scared, but just unsure of himself. The second day, he just walked into the pool, and sunk to the bottom. It was pretty funny, and everyone's laughing. I'm like, it's pretty weird because everyone's laughing. My son almost died, right? Of course, I was there, so he's walking towards me, but he didn't have the floaters on yet. And he didn't want to put them on at first. Like, nah, I don't want to put this on. But he walked in and just sunk to the bottom, which was pretty funny. But he's okay. And today he's with his floaters and kicking and moving around and just singing to himself. He likes to sing to himself a lot, so that's good. I feel like that's a sign of a healthy child, a child that will sing to himself. Anyway, so today I was in the pool with my dad, and we were just appreciating life. And my dad's funny. Yeah, he's a funny guy. I was when I had a fight with my wife a couple of days ago. He said, "Women are jodidas. Mujeres son jodidas," which basically means they're a pain in the ass. Women are a pain in the ass, which is kind of a sexist thing to say, I suppose, but it's true sometimes. Not all women, of course, but some women, and sometimes when you have a fight, you say things like that. And my mom is so funny. My mom is a beautiful but very authoritative woman. Very smart, very creative, extremely creative, and has impeccable taste. Oh my God. Oh God. She suffers that she has a son like this who will wear Hawaiian t-shirts. Hawaiian shirt, not shirt, t-shirts. That's a good idea. Hawaiian shirts, she thinks they're disgusting. And I have one drink, and you drink too much. She's like you guys. But it's funny because my son, yeah, by the way, Skype is a great way to introduce a child to grandparents. So we've been Skyping with my parents all year. So when we got off the airplane, my father and my mom were there at the airport to meet us. And they called out, to little Godzilla. And he hesitated only for a second, and then he went running towards my father and hugged him, even though he hasn't seen him in a year. I really doubt he remembers him. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. But I mean, he wouldn't have remembered him physically, but he remembered him from Skype because he Skypes all the time with my dad, more than my mom because my mom's been busy. She travels more, so she doesn't get on Skype so much. But he was really comfortable with my dad right away, and right away he just held his hand, his finger. Held his finger and walked through the airport. So that was really cool. But with my mom, he's completely aggressive. In the morning, just say good morning, and he'll say no, just no. And he seems to. I can't explain it, but I want to say almost that he knows something about her. He knows that she's going to lay down some rules, But my mom is great. The way she deals with it is she fights him and she does these tiger things with him. And he's like, okay, I'm going to play tiger with you. So he comes back at her. And they play these they fight a little bit. And then after a while, he gets tired and he'll just lean next to her watching, as everyone's in the living room relaxing, watching TV or whatever. We watched a lot of news, a lot of CNN, a lot of BBC, a lot of the late night shows. My dad's got some weird contraption that records everything, so all the late night shows are recorded. So we watch all those. And he just, leaning up against my mom. Pretty happy, but also pinching the hell out of it. The kids pinch without knowing how strong they are. Their grips, even the baby, even Buttercup. Like when I'm holding, you should be like grabbing my face and pinching. By the way, that's a sound that calms down a baby. I'll have to show you that sometime. Oh, so, as you probably know, as usual, Trump is going through all this crap recently. And, Trump used to really bother the hell out of me. I used to wake up going, oh, fuck. Trump, I think Trump, the word Trump should be a expletive now. Trump me, because it just used to bother the hell out of me. But, I started to realize, I started to see, for me, Trump is like a hater on a YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel. He's just, makes no sense and wants attention. Things that just makes no sense. So what do you do with that kind of person? You just block them. So I stopped paying attention to Trump. And of course you can say, well, he's the leader of the free world and all that stuff. Well, yeah. But I thought a lot of the stuff that, and I'm going to say this in a future video that's specifically about Trump. But, excuse me while I wipe my nose. But, that's for you. Okay. Yeah, so that's the truth is the media is very dishonest about the way they present some things, and Trump's also kind of stupid to say some things, even if they're kind of true. The way he explains himself makes him really bad at communicating. And you would think that somebody at that age and who's supposedly so media savvy would know how to present themselves. But anyway, here's the thing: I don't really give a shit. I don't care anymore. But it was interesting for me to watch. I don't get angry at Trump anymore, but it's interesting for me to see how the world deals with Trump, right? And so in my mind, I'm thinking, who the fuck cares about what Trump's got to say? Okay, he's just, for me, just a hater troll, and everyone should, if you don't like him, block him. In fact, I think everyone should just block Trump on Twitter, on everything. And I think the CNN, they should just come out and say, they should change their motto. CNN, the best fake news, the most accurate fake news you're going to get. And stop caring that he's calling them fake news. Because obviously they're not fake news. I mean, not everything they say is, of course they're biased, but every news is biased. Even documentaries are biased. Everything's biased. You can't avoid that if you're a human being. But so I had this idea in my brain, in my mind, that Trump is a hater. Block him, ignore him, don't give him any attention. He just wants attention. But this was the most interesting thing for me was this recent thing with the white supremacists, where Trump made some statements that. Back up a little bit. Okay, 1 week ago, I get a message on my Give Me a Breakman channel telling me about this woman, this gaijin. I don't know what she is, what nationality, but she's white. She speaks Japanese very well, and she's making a video that's subtitled in English, telling people, I think her name is Sarah, or Sally, maybe Sarah, and she's telling people, Western media is so blind, they believe that the Holocaust happened, and it didn't happen, they've been brainwashed by the Jewish media, and of course, Holocaust didn't happen, and just shit like that. And she wanted me to make a video against this woman, saying, oh, she's hateful and you gotta stop that kind of stuff. But I'm thinking to myself, everybody knows the Holocaust happened. I mean, it's just ridiculous to give her any attention. I mean, you don't need to tell people that the Holocaust happened. It's every country in the world agrees. I think that was my issue. I did watch a little bit of the video, but she said something like maybe Americans are convinced the Holocaust, but it isn't just. I think she said American media. Maybe she's American. And I'm thinking it's not just America. The whole world. You know, every member of the UN, basically, except for Iran, maybe, believes the Holocaust happened. You don't have to go around and tell people she's lying, because everyone just thinks, you know, that person's crazy, right? And I was thinking the same thing about Trump. I mean, why do people are pissed off because Trump? And this is kind of defending Trump, what I'm about to say. And I don't hate Trump anymore. I just don't give a shit anymore. I think that he's just a man. And honestly, the U.S. election, that's just a popularity contest in a different way. It's not like, it's not like who do you like the most in the world, but it's who do you like the most who's willing to become president, right? And who you think can get the job done. But honestly, if you were to rate politicians, if you had a better rating system, or a way of judging their capabilities or abilities or qualities or competency, then I really doubt Trump could ever have won. But anyway, that's not the way we do things, which proves that it's basically a popularity contest. Anyway, back to the funny thing was Trump. People are pissed off because Trump didn't come out strong against white nationalists, right? And I'm thinking to myself, you need the President of the United States to tell you that Nazis and white nationalists are bad? You don't need him to tell you that. Everybody knows that. And it's also talking about a tiny, tiny percentage of the United States population. I mean, I think someone said, I don't know if this is accurate, but someone said like 0.03% of the U.S. is white nationalists. And think about the whole thing. White nationalists are basically people who think that they can make a country that's just for white people, okay? It's never going to happen. Well, it does kind of exist already in Switzerland, but it's not going to happen in America, right? It's just not going to happen. I mean, that's a pipe dream. Isn't it? Yeah, it's a pipe dream. I mean, the most you could hope for is a bunch of people, a bunch of white nationalists moving to one state, like Maine, because Maine, I think, has the least number of blacks. Move to Maine, but you know, even if you did that, there's already all these white people there who are not white nationalists. They're not going to vote your way. They're going to vote against whatever stupid laws you make that try to exclude blacks or Hispanics or whatever. So anyway, but I will say, you know, when they asked Trump, "Are you equating white nationalists with the protesters?" And he said, "No, I'm not equating them. Morally equating them." He said, "No, I'm not equating them." But then the next day, you know, Anderson Cooper's like, he equated them. You know, no, he said he didn't. And so when someone says they didn't, then they didn't. You just asked him, "Are you equating them morally?" He said, "No, I'm not. But I think some of them were just trying to defend the statues." And I know people who actually want to defend those statues, and I disagree with them, but I don't think they're white nationalists, and I don't think they're bad people. I just think they're wrong to think that, and they don't have any respect for the people who live in their community. Because for me, it's pretty simple regarding those statues. If you respect the people that are living right now and live in your community, and they find those statues offensive, then give up. Those statues should be taken down. Okay. And we could go into a long video about how those statues were actually built long after the Civil War, and Robert E. Lee was actually against the statues ever being built. And you know, why would you have statues about people who are trying to secede from the United States of America? It doesn't make any sense at all. And no one's trying to change history or erase history. We just don't think they should be in public parks. That's all. Put them in a museum. That's fine. Anyway, or whatever. Anyway, who cares? My point is this. You don't need Donald Trump to tell you what is right and what is wrong. You know what is right and what's wrong. Oh, but then I did realize that there is actually a reason we do need Donald Trump to say the right thing. And that's because he is an example to other leaders in other countries where that kind of thinking can actually lead. See, back up. In America, it doesn't matter what Trump says. It's not going to lead to a white national state, and we're not going to act on it. Nothing's going to happen. No one's going to start killing black people, or there's not going to be any real results from Trump's ridiculous statements. Okay. However, other leaders in other countries can look at Trump and say, well, he said that, and he's the leader of America, and that's one of our leaders, so I'm going to say the same thing. But in those countries, that kind of thinking and that kind of action can lead, because of the way the balance of power is, etc. That can lead that can lead to fucking up some people's real lives. So then you can really hurt some people, with that kind of thinking. It's like the people who are homophobics in America. It really doesn't matter if you're homophobic in America, because everyone knows that's just the wrong side of history, and everyone knows that in America that's just wrong. But that kind of thinking, when you take it over to African countries and stuff, you can actually, there's a lot more sympathy for that kind of thinking. And homosexuals get jailed or killed, because of that kind of thinking. But it's very rare. It still happens in America, of course, but it's still, luckily, thankfully, thank God, that it's still pretty rare. So we can thank our lucky stars for that. So anyway, for that reason alone, I guess it is important that Trump say the right thing, because other leaders in other countries are looking to America as an example. And when Trump behaves like that, they think, well, I'm going to go that way. I'm going to follow that, rightist or illogical or homophobic thinking. For example, the transgender thing. The other day he says, no transgenders in the military. And the military said, well, a tweet is not official policy, so until he puts it out officially, we're not going to do anything. Nothing's changing. It's business as usual in the military. So which just goes to show you, who the fuck cares what Trump says? And the same goes not just for Trump, but for everybody in your life. You know what's right. Whether it's your parents or your boss or your friend. If someone says something that you think is wrong, then, that's wrong. You have your own morality. You have your own code of ethics. And you got to stick to them unless someone can convince you otherwise. Saying Confederate statues are beautiful is not a really compelling argument, so I don't think we have much to worry about. And when you think about the transgender operations costing $8 million, it's 1.1% of the military budget. Not really much of an argument, Anyway, that's enough of that. I got kind of sidetracked on that. But here's the funny thing: Steve Bannon, right? Oh, Scaramucci! I really love Scaramucci. Here's a little funny thing. So when Scaramucci got chosen, I just thought, that guy looks like the gay guy from Sex and the City, and the comedian. I forgot his name, but I looked it up, and I tweeted to the guy. I said, and this is before anything happened. As soon as I found out about it, I said, that guy just looks just like the guy from Sex and the City. I forgot his name right now. As soon as I make a video, it escapes me. But I tweeted to the guy on my askgimmeabreakman Twitter account. And I said, congratulations on getting the position of whatever it was, in the White House. In the reality show we call the White House. And he liked my tweet. He didn't retweet it, but he liked my tweet. Which is, I think, the closest I've come on Twitter with interacting with a celebrity. But then a few days later, like 2 days later, they announced on the President Show, which is actually a pretty funny show. I thought, how can you do a whole show about making fun of Trump? But actually, it's pretty funny. They do a really good job. And the guy who does the Trump impersonation seems to be pretty intelligent. I saw his interview on, was it Seth Meyers or Colbert? I don't remember, but he seems to be a pretty smart guy. But yeah, so Anthony, what is that his name? Scaramucci. Anyway, the Mooch guy. Loved the guy. Was so disappointed that he got fired or whatever happened a few days later. Really enjoyed him. I thought this is going to be fun, because I mean, what if you're going to have someone like Trump in the White House, you might as well have some fun, right? And Scaramouche, can you do the fandango? He was fun, and I'm sorry that he left. And he was on the Colbert Show, and he came and he gave Colbert. I don't know if you remember. Colbert made fun of Scaramouche, saying, "Scaramouche doesn't stab people in the back; he stabs them in the front." So Scaramouche brought a knife in a glass case and gave it to Colbert, and I thought that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So I don't want to hang out with the guy, but I thought he was comic genius. I thought he would be entertaining. So I was disappointed that he got out, and I'm disappointed that Sean Spicer's out, because I thought he was funny too. So that's for me. The presidency is just entertainment now. And what's his name? John Kelly coming in. I thought he's not funny. That wasn't funny for me. But now Steve Bannon is out, and I gotta say I'm glad, but I'm really surprised that Steve Bannon is out. But this is what I will remember. When they announced it, my mom was sitting. I think she was sitting on the couch over there. Room on the couch over there. And my dad walked in and he said, "Hey, did you hear about Steve Bannon?" And she goes, "No, what?" He goes, "He's out. He got fired." And my mom, and I've never seen her, she's sitting on the couch, she's like, "Yay, 2 thumbs up." She's like this. And I thought that's so funny. I don't remember my mother ever saying 2 thumbs up for anything. Or even a thumb up. It's just not like my mom's thing to do. She'd like if she was happy with you, she'd give you a hug or say, "Oh, that's wonderful," or say something, but not. She was on the couch like, "Yay, 2 thumbs up, yay!" I can't get in the video. It's not fitting in the camera here. Anyway, she was happy. So I thought that was pretty. I will remember that. Of course, there's much more to talk about, but it is now 5 a.m. and I've pulled at your ear for 37 minutes now, so I'll let you go. But these are just some random thoughts. I'm the loser of the family, but and my parents are wealthy, but I'm actually not doing that well economically. But I guess I can thank my lucky stars that I was born in this family. And I can once in a while, I guess, enjoy the fruits of their labor, my father's labor. In about 24 hours, I'll be back into my, as some people on the internet have said, your tiny shithole of an apartment. It's actually a fairly new 3-story house, but whatever. But comparatively, nothing like this at all. But that's okay. That's okay. But I do plan. I think I've really got to. Now that I've got 2 kids, I've really got to change that, though. I've got to really become more concerned with the future of my family's situation, economic situation. So I'll have to start thinking about that. But I'll still be making these videos, talking to you guys, looking at the camera, mumbling, wondering, thinking aloud, and of course having a strong 0. So let's see. Did you get to the end? How do we know? What's the question? Oh, by the way, don't anyone write in the comments, "You're not a loser, Victor," because of course I know I'm not a loser. I've got a wonderful family, and life is good, and I'm very happy. It's just I'm just saying, comparatively speaking, on an economic level, you know, compared to my brothers and sisters and my parents, I suppose I'm a loser. What's the question? Oh, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite political character? If anyone. That's a hard one. That's a hard question, right? Yeah. Oh, here's the other weird thing. I read in Time magazine today, though I think it's about a week old, a newspaper, that Abe is down to 26% popularity, which for me is just amazing. How can he be lower than Trump? Because Trump is like 36%. That to me is just, yeah. Because in Japan, it feels like nobody gives a shit about anything political, you know. Okay, that's enough. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon. See you on the other side.
A flake, give me a flake, man. Give me a flake, give me a flake, man.
Bye bye. Yeah, bye.